Welcome to another Flow Pilates mat class, everybody. We're going to start with some gentle warm-ups for our hips, our spine, just get our bodies moving today. It'll feel really good. So we're going to bring the bottoms of the feet together, my classic hip warm-up, hands behind your body, shoulders back. We're just going to lift and drop one knee at a time. Row gently, and then once you feel comfortable, you can go right into picking up your pace. So you're just going side to side, side to side. So you get this nice rotation in the hip joint. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's bring one knee over to the other. Open it right in the middle. Close and open. Try to get the legs to close and make sure you get the open in the middle. So what we want is to rotate the hip joint. Kind of pressing the hands into the floor behind you. And let's go ahead and pick up our pace as long as that feels comfortable for your body. This one, I kind of push my hands into the floor, almost lifting myself up slightly because it will tend to scoot your body forward. We'll go for another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, if you have like a soft floor that you can slide your legs along, we're going to kind of extend the legs and do some rotation in the hip joint. You can keep your hands behind you to lift your heart up. And we're going to take the legs out. And you're just going to try to stay in that turned out position. So think about squeezing the backs of the legs together. We're going to go to parallel, pull them back in, and I'm kind of pointing my toes, but it's okay if you want to have your feet flat. And then we're going to open at the top again, lateral rotate, stretch the legs out, roll back to parallel, pull them back in, and open, stretch, roll to parallel, slide them in. Let's do that a couple more times. We'll try to pick up the pace a little bit and just smooth that out. So just a nice gentle movement in the hip joint. Let's do one more and then we're going to reverse it. So we're going to slide out with the legs together in parallel, turn out, slide the feet back in, legs in, turn out. So your knees will be wide together at the top, reach out, turn out at the bottom, so you get this movement in the hip joint. You'll feel that. Slide it back in, back to parallel. Let's try to smooth that out. Inhale, exhale. 3 more. 2, 1. We're going to cross the left foot behind the right. So the right leg will be in front. Grab the foot and the shin. Let's move to our spine. Pull yourself forward, extending your spine. I'm going to turn to this side. So we're sending our heart forward, and then we're going to round the spine as we roll to the back of the sit bones. Inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Let's do that 2 more times forward, exhale back. 1 more time. We're going to take that rounded shape, dive over the legs, start to lengthen the crown of your head away from your tail so you feel this really nice stretch in your hips. You'll mostly feel it in the back of the right hip, but you might also feel a little stretch in the left. Deep breath in and out. On your exhale, restack the spine all the way back up against your imaginary wall. We're going to take the right arm up and over, nice side bend. And let's go ahead and release a little bit and reach deeper. Release one more time, reach deeper. Coming back to center, left arm up and over. We'll release a little bit, reach deeper. Release a little bit, reach deeper. 1 more time, deepest, and coming back up. We're going to turn the right leg around, stretch over. Bring the hand down onto the mat, push the hips up and forward, big stretch through the hip joint in the side. Hips go back and down. Let's do that 2 more times, inhaling up, exhaling down. 1 more time, inhaling up, exhaling down. And we're going to press up 1 more time. We're going to take this arm and just thread it underneath the bottom arm. You're not actually really threading it under, you're just rotating the spine towards it. Uncurl back to center and place the hips back down, just so we get a little rotation today. Let's turn our right leg back around and bring the left foot in front. Grab the foot in the shin. Use your arms, pull yourself forward, extend the spine, and then roll to the back of the sit bones, round the spine. Inhale forward. Exhale back. So just gently warming up our body before we get into our mat exercises. One more. Keep the body rounded. Dive of the legs. Start to lengthen the spine. Crown of the head away from your tail. A couple deep breaths in and out here. And then on your exhale, go ahead and restack your spine all the way back up against your imaginary wall. And we'll take the left arm up and over. We're going to release a little bit and go deeper. Anchor that left hip to the mat. One more time, release deeper into that stretch. Coming all the way back up, right arm up and over. Again, right hip stays down. We come up a little bit to release and see if you can go a little deeper. One more time. Deepest. Oh, that feels so good. Go ahead and come on up. We're going to turn the right leg all around. Stretch same sides. Now we feel a little rotation in the hip joint here as we stretch over. Hand on the mat, push the hips up and forward on your inhale, and then hips go back and down, exhale. Two more times like this, and then we'll do a third one with that rotation. Let's go ahead and come up. We're going to take our top arm, bring it up to the ceiling, and then just rotate towards the floor like you're trying to thread this arm under your right arm. Rotate back to center, open back up, and we'll place the hips back and down. Very nice job, you guys. So really nice warm up through the hips, the legs, the side body. Let's go ahead and face our mat. Flex the feet, and let's take a stretch forward. Let's move around a little bit. If you want to grab your legs, you can just kind of tip side to side on your sit bones. You can kind of pull yourself down, add little pulses. Just be gentle. You can go side to side with the pulses. So I'm deepening my stretch over my right leg, then my left leg. And just kind of move your body around a little bit. Work out any kinks that you might be feeling. Let's go ahead and meet in center with the feet flexed. Reach the hands. Try almost feeling like you're reaching past your feet. Look down between the knees. And we're going to start class today with our roll up. So scooping, leading back with the pubic bone. We're going to roll back one bone at a time. Lengthen the spine on the mat. Point your toes. Arms come up, tuck chin to chest. Exhale, rolling up. Flex the feet. Big stretch forward. We're going to do this 3 more times. 4 breath pattern. Two more. One more time. Now we're going to add on a little bridge to this. So let me adjust my pants. We're going to flex the feet, reach forward, scoop and roll back. You're going to start to slide your legs in, bending your knees, placing your feet on the mat. And then as we lift our hips, we're going to take our arms overhead. So remember, make sure your ribs are down. Just squeeze the glutes, knees hip width. We're going to roll back down through the spine, start to lift the arms, extend the legs, and roll up. Relax the feet, stretch forward. Let's try that 2 more times. Sliding the legs in as you lift your hips, those arms go overhead, ribs down, squeeze your glutes. Soften, roll down, feel that nice release through your spine. Extend the legs out, just slide them along your mat. And right back into rolling up. Big stretch forward. One more time, everybody. Now from here, we're going to roll down through the spine, keeping our arms overhead. And I'm just going to move my body up a little bit. Deep breath in. Exhale, imprint. We're going to roll back up, and let's take the arms opposite direction down towards the sides, down towards your mat. Inhale, hold. Exhale, soften, roll back down, reach those arms overhead. So you want to make sure the shoulder blades stay on the mat here. And we're really just articulating through the spine. Again, rolling up. Inhale, stay. Melt the ribs down, squeeze the glutes. Soften, roll down, take those arms overhead. One more time here. We're gonna hold this one up. Try to keep your hips lifted, melt those ribs down so your core is braced, and bring your right leg to tabletop. We're gonna send the right leg out. Imagine hitting a bullseye with the toes. Pull it back in for 5, 4, 3. As your leg goes out, you'll feel that deepen work through your core. Place the foot back down, center your weight and your hips. Left leg to tabletop, reach it out, hit that bullseye. Pull it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Replace your foot, center your weight, and we're gonna soften and roll down as we take the arms overhead. We're gonna go right into 100s. So let's go ahead and work in neutral. We'll bring our arms down to our side, pull the hip bones together, bring the legs to tabletop. We're gonna have our knees open, feet together. That way when we go to extend our legs, if you choose to do that, you'll be in your turned out position. Tuck chin to chest, and we're gonna use our upper abs to curl the head and shoulders off the mat into our first ab prep today. Make sure you're still in neutral, send those legs out, and pump the arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. See your belly sink down. 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Squeeze the legs together. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 30. 40, look at your belly button or your pubic bone. 50. 60. 70, just keep tightening your core. 80, especially on your exhales. 90. 100, and rest. Let's hug those knees in. Roll side to side. Very nice job. Deep breath in and out. We're going to go right into our series of 5 today. And we're going to try to do them without taking a break. So let's go ahead and do 8 counts for each one. And then at the end, we'll get a nice stretch. Hands behind the head at the base of the skull. That way we don't have to worry about our arms. Tuck chin to chest, curl up. You can stay in neutral, legs in tabletop. Single leg stretch. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both legs out. 8, 7, curl deeper when your legs go out. 6, you could do it. 5, 4, 3, navel to spine, spine to navel. 2, 1, into scissors. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, lift and lower, but we're going to do little lifts. 8, 7, 6, little lifts. 5, 4, keep going. 3, navel to spine. 1, bend the knees. One leg reaches out. We're going to rotate to the opposite knee, crisscross. 8, 7, 6, last set. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and rest on your mat. Reach your feet down to the bottom corners of your mat. Send those arms overhead and let your ribs flare to the ceiling so you stretch out your core. 2 more deep breaths in and out. 1 more time. Very nice job, you guys. We're going to place our feet on the mat, hip width apart, arms to the side of the body, palms facing up. Let's walk our feet away from our body so we have more of an anchor into the legs. And we're going to start our little teaser preps. Tuck chin to chest. Start to curl the head and shoulders off the mat. Lengthen your tailbone to your heels so you imprint and roll through your imprint. Take an inhale, lift those arms overhead, lift your mid back. You're right on the sharpest points of the sits bones. And exhale, we're gonna scoop and roll back down, bone by bone. Inhale as you lengthen on the floor. We're gonna do this 3 more times. Exhale, rolling up. Inhale, lift through the body. Exhale, scoop and roll back. Inhale, lengthen. 2 more times. Every time I come up, I get to see how cute Dakota looks right now. And scoop and roll back down. 1 more time. Now we're going to go ahead and stay at the top. We're going to bring our arms down, palms face down. And I want you to scoop, and you're just going to roll back maybe quarter way, halfway, just far enough where you're finding your C curve. So we're finding bottom of the rib to the hip. And we're going to open up our right arm, rotate towards it. And then as we bring our arm forward, you're going to lift right back up on your sit bones. Let's do that on the left. Scoop and roll back. Open up the left arm. Make sure you have even weight on your hips. Bring the arm forward. Come right back up onto the sit bones. Let's smooth that out. Exhale right. Inhale up. Exhale left. Inhale up. So try to keep your anchor into your hips. Even weight on both sides. A lot of times we'll want to lean back away from the side we're rotating towards, which will make you feel like you have less weight. Say you're going to the right, you'll have less weight on the right hip. So just try to keep that weight even on your bottom. 1 more each way, right and then left. And left. Take the arms overhead, deep breath in. And exhale, we're going to pull the elbows back as we start to roll back, so we end up leaning on our elbows. Now, because we were trying to find our C curve, what we're going to do is lengthen our spine here so we're more in like a long neutral position. Shoulder blades wide, collarbones wide, shoulder blades pull back flat. We're going to bring our legs to tabletop. All right, series of 5, not the whole thing though. So we're going to go ahead and reach one leg out and then switch for 8, 7, 6, 5, go lower, 4, 3, 2, both legs out. Here we go. 8, 7, lift your heart. 6, 5, keep your spine the same when the weight of your legs go out and in. 3, 2, 1, scissors. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, both legs up, lower lift. 1, up. 2, as you lift your legs, keep your heart lifted. 3, don't sink in. 4, we're almost done. 5, keep going. 6, reach those legs out and away. 8, bottoms of feet together. Push yourself up and forward into your butterfly stretch. Deep breath in and out. We're going to restack our spine here. And then we're going to go ahead and roll onto our stomach on our mat. We're going to be up on our forearms to begin. We're just going to take a nice holding extension. The legs can be turned out or parallel. I want you to lengthen the tailbone to the heel so you feel your core engage. And then really feel yourself pushing your heart forward so the shoulders slide back. As you do that, don't release through your belly. So keep your abs lifted. And let's take 4 deep breaths in and out here. It'll feel good because you'll get a nice stretch in your abdominals also. Even though they're working, they're lengthened. 1 more deep breath in and out. We're going to slowly lower down, but as we do that, I want you to slide your arms out. Pull the belly up and in. We're going to lift everything off the floor. Inhale, right into swimming. Start slow and then work yourself up into a quicker pace. Your hips should feel like they're cemented to the mat. We're going to go in, 2, 3, 4, and out. Belly to the spine and in, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 2 more sets. In, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, last set. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, and rest. Push yourself into a shell stretch. Knees apart or together. And we'll round over the body, round over the legs. Let the top of the forehead rest on the floor and arms to the side of the body. 3 deep breaths in and out.
In this position, we're going to restack our spine right in our seated position. Give your little puppy or kitty a pat on the head for being really good. And we're going to come into a side lying position on your left side. We'll rest our head on our arm today. And you're going to bring your feet to the top, bottom corner of your mat. So your legs are slightly in front of you. Create your mouse house. Get yourself centered. This hip will have a tendency to roll back. So make sure that's not happening. You want to pull it forward. We'll keep our top hand in front, shoulders back and down. We're going to take our top leg, turn it out right into a big movement today. We're going to lift that top leg up without collapsing our mouse house. Flex. Squeeze the inner thighs back together. Point, exhale, lift. Flex, inhale, lower. Really stretch through that leg, just like all of our abs series. You think about that leg getting longer as we lift it up. 3 more times here. And 2. And 1. We're going to go ahead and turn that leg to parallel so the toes and knees are looking forward. Lift the leg hip width, flex the foot, bring it forward to tabletop, point the toe, reach it down, and then give it a stretch back. Flex forward, point, reach back. So we're opening up that hip as we reach to the back. One more time like this. Now we're going to keep the leg straight as you flex the foot, bring it forward. As you point the toe, reach it back. Flex and back. So we're just doing our little leg kicks, but with no pulse forward today. Just that little swinging motion in the hip. We're going to do 1 more. Bring the leg back down so it touches the bottom leg. And then we're going to keep the toe pointed as we lift it up hip width. Little circles for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, reverse. 8, 7. You're going to feel that burn right in the side of the hip. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to bend both knees, pick the feet up, 10 clamshells. Just turn out and turn in. 2, 3, still holding strong to your mouse house. 4, 5, feel that burn in the back of the hip. 6, 7, 8, 2 more. 1 more. We're going to lower the feet and we're going to roll onto our back. So it's going to be the leg that we just worked. So it'll be your right leg that we're going to do our single leg circles with. Take the arms out to the side, palms face down. Left leg is straight, right leg comes up. We're going to cross our midline so we feel a stretch in the area that we worked. Shoulder blade stays on the mat. Circle down, out to the side, and back around. Inhale for half your circle. Exhale for the other half. Now we're going to do my classic 8 sets each way. So 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's meet with our right leg up. We're going to take it out to the side, down, cross our midline, and back up to the ceiling. Inhale for half that circle. Exhale for the other half. If you're getting any popping in your hip, reach through your leg more. And then if you're still getting popping, just make your circle a little smaller and see if that helps. 1 more time this direction. We're going to hug the knee in towards the chest or eyeball. And then we're going to cross it over our midline. Take the right arm behind you, look at it. 3 deep breaths in and out, deepening that twist through your spine on each exhale like you're squeezing out a little sponge. We're going to rotate back over onto our left side. Push yourself up, swing your legs around, and let's lie down on our right side. Rest your head on your arm. Bring your feet to the bottom front corner of your mat. Find your mouse house and make sure that top hip isn't rolling to the back. So if you feel a pull in here, in your low back and the front of the hip, just know that that means your hip is rolling back. So that can give you a little cue in your body to stack that hip on top of the bottom. You have top hand in front. We're going to go right into that big movement. So turn your left leg out. We're going to reach it up to lift it. Keep your mouse house. Flex. Squeeze those legs back together. Exhale. Inhale. So we're exhaling to keep our mouse house. Inhale to lengthen through that leg. 6 more. 3 more. 2 more. Keep lifting, keep lengthening. And we're going to turn that leg to parallel, lifted hip width. Flex the foot, bring it to tabletop. You can touch your elbow with your knee if you want. Point the toe, reach it down, and give it a stretch back. Relax tabletop, point, reach it back. Exhale, keep your mouse house. Inhale, lengthen the front of that leg. Keep your anchor in your bottom leg, especially as your top leg goes to the back. Let's do 1 more here, and then we're going to keep the leg straight. Flex the foot, swing it forward straight. Point, reach it back. So just a little bit more of a challenge because now our leg is heavier. And we got to work those hamstrings a little bit differently. Keep your mouse house when your leg comes forward. Lengthen the leg as it goes back. 1 more time. We're going to take that leg down to the bottom leg and then lift it hip width. Little circles about as big as a tennis ball. 3, nothing moves except that leg in the hip joint. And I'm keeping my leg in parallel. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feel that burn in the side of the hip. Bend both knees. Lift your feet. Clamshells. 10, 9. Exhale, open. Inhale, turn in. And 6. Keep your mouse house. 5, 4, 3. Your hips probably starting to get a little tired, so just do 1 more. And let's lower the feet. We're going to roll onto our back. Kind of centering your body on your mat. It'll be the leg that you just were working, so it's going to be your left leg. So we're going to take the right leg down on the mat, arms out to the side, palms down. Left leg is going to reach up. Cross the midline so you get a little stretch. Keep your left shoulder on the mat. Circle down, out to the side, and around. Inhale for half that circle. Exhale for the other half. So you get this really nice work in the hip today. 4 more this direction. One more time. We're going to reverse. Leg goes out to the side. Keep anchoring through your leg that's on the mat. Cross the midline. Pull that hip back onto the mat. Again, we're inhaling for half that circle. Exhaling for the other half. Three more times. Think about that leg getting longer as it goes out to the side. 1 more. We're going to meet with our leg up. Hug the knee in towards your chest or eyeball. And then we're gonna cross it over our midline. Take your left arm behind you, look at your hand. 3 deep breaths in and out on each exhale. Focus on squeezing your spine out like a little sponge. We're going to bring our legs back to center. Arms out to the side, both of them, palms face up, legs together. And we're going to let our knees fall to one side without shifting our feet. So you're going to feel a little stretch in the side of your hip. We're going to move through center to the other side. Your shoulder blade's going to move a little bit, your opposite shoulder blade, that's okay. Coming back to center, we're going to open our feet as wide as our mat. And again, let the knees go to one side. We'll have them go to the right. And then you're going to take your right foot, cross it over the left knee, and allow the weight of the right leg to pull the left hip into a deeper stretch. We're going to release our right foot onto the floor. Come through center. Make sure your feet are on the sides of your mat. Let your knees go to the other side. Left leg crosses over the right knee, so the weight of your left leg pulls your right hip into a deeper stretch. Release your left foot back onto the mat. Bring your legs to center, and you're going to cross your right leg over your left. So if the legs are together, I'm just crossing my right leg over my left. Keep your foot where it's at, and you're going to allow the right leg to pull your left leg to the side. So now you'll feel a stretch in your side, but also a little deeper into your hip. We're going to go through center again, uncross the right leg, legs together, cross the left leg over the right. Keep your right foot in the middle, and just let the weight of your left leg pull your right knee over to the side. Again, you'll feel more of a stretch in the back of your hip and the muscles that we were just working. We're going to go ahead and release that, coming back to center. Legs together, we're going to imprint. Draw the arms down to the side, palms face up, and bring the legs to tabletop. Intermediate teasers, tuck chin to chest. We're going to start to curl up. You can extend the legs to help them lift you up. Balance right to the back of the sit bones and take the arms overhead for more of a challenge. Arms start to float down. We're going to lead back with our pubic bone as slow and controlled as you can. Try to keep those knees with you as you roll back onto the mat. Stay in imprint. We're going to do that 2 more times. Exhaling up. Inhale, balance. Exhale, down. Inhale, prepare. 1 more. Exhale up. Inhale, balance. Exhale, down. And inhale, we'll rest. Woo, nice job, everybody. We're going to go ahead and take a quick breather. As we're doing that, we're going to prepare for full advanced teaser. We're just going to do 3 of them again. So legs together for your advanced. If you want to just do 3 more intermediate, that's also totally fine. Still get a good workout even in the intermediate. Squeeze the legs together. We're going to tuck chin to chest, curl up. I'm going to break down the first one. Lengthen the tailbone to the heel, so you're trying to find your imprint. Send those legs so far out that they come up. What you want to resist is the weight of your legs making you arch your back. Lift your chest up as you lift your legs up. If your hamstrings are tight, just bend the knees a little bit at the top. Take those arms overhead, hit your full teaser. We're going to start to scoop back through the pubic bone. The legs are lowering down as you roll down, so that when your low back is close to the mat, the legs are down, and then we lower down the upper body and the head. All right, let's smooth that out. Put it together. Exhale up. Hit your teaser. Exhale down. Inhale, prepare. Exhale up. Inhale, balance. Exhale down. Inhale, rest. Bottoms of the feet together, hands on your belly. Deep breaths in and out. Just let your heart rate come down a little bit. Catch your breath. We're going to bring our legs together, roll onto our stomach, up onto the forearms again, spread the fingers wide. Legs can be turned out or parallel, just make sure they're at least hip width apart. And we're going to press the chest forward, shoulders back, lengthen the tailbone to the heels so your abs are engaged as you're holding your extension. 4 deep breaths in and out together. Now we're slowly keeping your core engaged. You're going to start to lower down. As you do that, you're sliding your arms out. Inhale, we're going to pick everything off the mat. Belly also. Exhale, lower back down. 4 more times. Inhale up. Exhale down. 3 more. Inhale up. Exhale down. 2 more. 1 more. Push yourself into a shell stretch. Legs can be together or knees can be apart. Resting the arms at the side of your body, let the top of your forehead rest on the floor. Just a few deep breaths in and out. Let's restack our spine here into that kneeling position, nice and tall. Very nice, you guys. We're going to come into a quadruped position. Let's just do a little bit more opening up to the body. So knees right underneath the hips, shoulders down and back, pit of the elbow kind of looking forward. We're going to take the right arm and left leg behind us and front. So just creating some length, find balance. We're going to do little lifts for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently bring the hand and knee down without shifting your hips side to side. Let's do the other side. Left arm, right leg, find balance. And then little lifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Gently bring the hand and the knee down. Without shifting the hips, we're going to start to pick up one arm at a time. Inhale to lift, exhale to put it down. So you'll feel a little bit of weight transfer in your knees. You just want to resist any shifting in the hips as that happens. One more each way, right and then left. We're going to walk our hands out just a little bit, curl the toes under, legs together as you come up into your full plank. Sit back towards your heels, kind of adjust yourself, get your shoulders down and make sure your belly's not sinking, so we're engaging through our core. Belly is up. We're going to take our right leg, point the toes, lift it up, and then flex the foot, put it back down. Left leg, point, lift, flex, put it back down. Right, point, lift, flex, put it down. So as we're shifting our weight to pick up the other side, no shifting in the hips. Inhale, exhale. Let's do 4 more sets. 3, 2, 1. Gently bring the knees down, knees apart, feet together. Press your hips back towards your heels, arms remain where they're at so we get a nice flat back and stretch through the shoulders. Couple deep breaths in and out. We're going to come back up into our plank with the legs together and do 10 push-ups. So remember, when you're doing your push-up, you want to make sure your belly doesn't drop down and your hips don't go up. So it's going to be the chest that goes down and presses back up. Just keep your own count of 10. Keep your head and your belly lifted. Keep your breath going. Inhale, bend the elbows. Exhale, push yourself back up. That way that exhale is going to help you engage your core to push back up. When you're finished, gently bring your knees down again, knees wide, feet together. Push away, hips back towards your feet. Back into that flat back shoulder stretch. Couple of deep breaths in and out. We're going to go ahead and come back to our plank position, but now you're going to have your legs hip width apart. We're going to go ahead and place our right hand in the middle of the mat. You're going to allow your feet to pivot, so now you're on the sides of your feet as you peel the left arm up into a side plank. We're going to go ahead and place that left hand down next to the right hand. Start to pivot the feet to the other side as you peel your right arm up. And then we're going to peel that arm down, shift your feet, other side. You almost want to make your rotation or your turning to the opposite sides. We're not really rotating, we're just turning side to side. You want to try to keep that coming from the center of your body. One more with the left hand on the floor. Coming back, both hands on the mat, knees come down gently, feet together, knees wide, and push your hips back towards your feet again. Deep breath in and out. We're going to gently restack our spine all the way back up, just into that kneeling position. And then we're going to come up into a kneeling, 2-point kneeling. We're going to do our little lean backs. So keeping this space the same. So that's with your thumbs, find the bottom of your ribs, and then with your finger, your middle fingers, find your hip bones. So you have a few inch difference here, usually about 6 inches. And you want to resist when we lean back, we want to resist that opening and also closing. So let's start with the hands here, that way you have awareness where you're at. We're going to lean back. Without that changing, come right back up. Lean back, come right back up. Now imagine a little ball between your knees. You're going to squeeze that ball. That'll help you come into a more comfortable position on your knee. It's going to help you engage your inner thighs a little bit more, which will help you engage your core a little more. So you should probably have a nice feel for it. So we're going to go ahead and take the arms out to the side. And as we lean back, we're going to bring the arms forward for a little chest fly and open as we press up. Inhale back, exhale up. So a lot of quad work, a lot of core work. Inhale back, exhale up. In your head, as you lean back, we're not really leaning back too far, but allow your eyesight to kind of trickle down as you lean back. And that way you're not getting a lot of tension in your neck. 2 more. 1 more. Good, we're gonna go ahead and come into a seated position on our right hip. Legs stacked in our Cleopatra position. The shoulder, very important, keep it back and pulled down. So you want to resist that and that happening. We're going to keep our legs stacked and we're going to push our hips up and forward into a kneeling side plank. And then hips go gently back and down. You do want to keep the feet on the mat as you come up, your bottom foot especially. That top foot's just going to rest on the bottom foot. Inhaling up, exhaling down. 3 more.
2 more. 1 more, we're gonna hold this one up. Take your top leg, extend it out, and we're gonna do little lifts for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee, place your knee down to the bottom knee, and slowly lower the hips. Now we're gonna press everything up, lift that top leg, and then lower it as you come down. So everything lifts up, and everything lowers down. 4 more like that. Inhale, exhale. 3 more. 2 more. So you should start to feel some really nice burning in this shoulder, especially in the back. As we're keeping those muscles engaged to support the shoulder. Go ahead and separate the legs so that your right foot is in front of your left knee. We'll take a little side bend up and over the legs. And just start to add a little circle with your arm back to the side and front. Just to create some movement, give it a little stretch. 1 more time. Rotate up as your arm goes back. Rotate up as the arm goes back. 1 more time. Very nice job. Take that arm across your body. Take your left arm underneath and give it a pull across to open up the shoulder. And then release it. Let's go ahead and switch our legs to the other side. So you're gonna stack your legs in your Cleopatra position, hand resting on your shin. Remember, the shoulder is really important. We wanna resist that happening. So you've gotta use those muscles in the back and underneath to keep it back and down. We're gonna go ahead and push the hips up and forward into a side plank, and then hips go back and down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Think about the hips going more forward than they are up. So that way you don't end up in that kind of position. You're trying to end up in a straight line. 2 more times. 1 more, we're gonna hold, take your top leg, extend it, little lifts for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee, bring your foot or your knee and foot down to the bottom leg, slowly lower the hips. Now as we come up, we're gonna lift our top leg, squeeze and lower. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 2 more times, 2 and 1. Good job, you guys. Separate the legs so that your left toes are right in front of the right knee. And we're gonna take our left arm up and over. Coming up, and again, up and over again. Circle the arm back, side, front, back, side, front. Just imagine your circle starting from where your collarbone meets your shoulder. 1 more time here, and then we're going to add those rotations up. So the heart rotates up as your arm goes back. Inhale and exhale. Bottom shoulder is still pulling back as you open. 1 more time. Take the arm across the body, wrap your right arm under, just give it a little pull over to the side so you kind of feel the shoulder open up. Well, every part of my body feels pretty worked. So that means good class when you get a little bit of everything. We're going to come into a 4-point kneeling position again. Shoulders down. We're going to take the right arm up to the ceiling. Just going to rotate. And then we're going to thread the arm underneath the left arm as you come down onto the shoulder and the side of the head. So we just want to open up that shoulder after doing the last exercise. Deep breathing in and out. As much equal weight into your knees as you can.
We're going to slowly start to push ourselves back up. You are going to take that arm back up to the ceiling so we counter rotate. And then bring the hand onto the ground. Let's go ahead and do the left side. So left arm peels up, rotate. Thread the arm underneath the right arm, coming down onto the left shoulder and the side of the head. As much equal weight into the knees as you can. Deep breaths in and out. Start to pick yourself up, peeling that arm back up to the ceiling into that counter rotation. And then we're going to bring the hand onto the mat, take the right foot forward, and let's give our hip flexors a little stretch this morning, or whenever you're taking this video. It's morning right now. Shoulders back and down, come up onto your fingertips. Couple deep breaths in and out. We're going to bring the hands onto the knee. Now push your back foot into the floor. See if you can pick your knee up. So we're just engaging through our quad. Gently put your knee back down. We're going to bring the hands onto the mat, curl the back toes under, step into a pike. Start to pedal out your feet, shoulders down. Feel that length in the back of the legs. Let's hold one heel down, shoulders down, ribs down, lift your sit bones. And then switch to the other side. Both heels down. Bend the knees, gently bring them back onto the floor. Uncurl the toes, let's step our left foot forward. Come up onto the fingertips, lift your heart up. Big stretch through the right hip. Bring your hands onto the knee. Press the top of your right foot into the floor and pick your knee up. Just engaging through their quad. Gently bring the knee down. Hands on the floor, curl the back toes under, lift the knees, step into your pike again, and start to pedal through your feet. Shoulders down. Hold one heel down, shoulders down, ribs down, lift the sit bones. And then switch. Both heels down, start to walk your hands back towards your feet. Allow your head and your arms to be very heavy. Deep breathing in and out. Place your right hand on the floor. We're going to bend the right knee, peel the left arm up to the ceiling. Bring that hand down as you switch. Bending the left knee, right leg straightens, and reach the right arm up to the ceiling. Come back down, bend both knees, lace your hands behind the small of your back, and let's bring our arms up to the ceiling and overhead as far as your shoulders will let you. Just wash them out. Let your head be very heavy. Let's straighten the legs, and then bend the legs. 2 more times, straighten. Bend. 1 more time, straighten. Hold. Bend the knees, bring your hands to the small of your back and onto the floor. Gently walk your hands out, but your knees will stay bent. So we're going to come into a kneeling quadruped position. Crossing the ankles, roll over your feet and your knees. Or I didn't even do that, I just rolled onto my hip. So come onto one of your hips. And one leg crossed in front. Sitting up nice and tall. Let's go ahead and take our left shoulder to ear. Deep breaths in and out. Lifting the head up, right shoulder, or right ear to shoulder. Shoulders back, you're sitting up tall. Drop the head down to center, circle to the other side. Lift up to switch sides. So instead of crunching your neck, you're thinking about lifting the chin and the head away from your body. One more time and then we'll reverse it
for 3. And let's reverse it. Lift up to switch to the other shoulder. One more time. And we'll come to center, grab the foot and the shin, round your spine, use your leg to deepen that stretch through your rhomboids and your spine. It's okay if your collarbones come forward. And then inhale, just lengthen back to a nice straight neutral spine. Excellent class today. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope to see you again soon.